Tonight on SUTV News, we give you all the details on President Carter's upcoming inauguration.
And we pay tribute to Republican matriarch Barbara Bush.
All that and more right now.
Thanks for joining us on SUTV News. I'm Jillian Menken.
And I'm Jake Gillespie. Tomorrow marks a historic day as Dr. Lori Carter becomes Shippensburg University's 17th president. The inauguration will take place at 11 in the Luers Performing Arts Center. The processional will begin at 10:40. All SU students are invited to attend. Guests are also invited to attend the reception in the Cub NPR immediately afterwards. If you can't make the ceremony, be sure to check out the live stream at SUTVnews.com. Flags around the world are flying at half-staff today in memory of former First Lady Barbara Bush. Bush was one of only 2 women in American history to be both the wife and mother of a U.S. president. Tributes and condolences have been pouring in, none more moving than from her family. Former President George W. Bush posting a photo of his parents to Instagram, writing, "Our souls are settled because we know hers was." Her grandson tweeting, "My grandmother didn't just live life, she lived it well." City Hall in Houston was lit up in blue in memory of the former First Lady. Bush was diagnosed with Graves' disease in the 80s and also had congestive heart failure and COPD. Bush was 92 years old.
Starbucks will be closing 8,000 of its U.S. stores on May 29th for racial bias training. This is in response to the arrest of 2 black men in a Philadelphia store. Authorities say an employee called the police to report trespassing when the men were only there to meet up with a friend.
Philadelphia Police Officer 363, how may I help you? Hi, I have 2 gentlemen at my cafe that are refusing to make a purchase or leave. I'm at the Starbucks at 18th and Spruce. All right, please, I'll be on as soon as possible. Thank you. Bye.
The arrest led to a nationwide protest claiming discrimination against the 2 men. CEO Kevin Johnson hopes the training will remind employees of the company's mission statement to inspire and nurture the human spirit, one person, one cup, and one neighborhood at a time. Schiff's Greek Week got a lesson in diversity from SU alumnus. Dr. Thomas Seeger spoke to fraternities and sororities about the importance of diversity on Monday. Dr. Seeger is the Vice President of Student Affairs at Shepherd University, but he got his master's in counseling from Shippensburg. This week, a few communication journalism students were recognized for their achievements. Liz Vanette has the story.
On Wednesday, students and faculty were able to join together for our Communication Journalism Day. The event kick-started with the luncheon honoring the top 30 seniors and student media MVPs, which included SUTV's own Jillian Menken. Other awards given were the APS CUF Communication Journalism Award, the Wolfram Journalism Award, the Albert A. Mason Sir Journalism Award, and the Mark Lipper Journalism Scholarship. Mike Eby and Ben Wolfgang returned to Shippensburg University to collect the Alumni of the Year awards. Afterwards, students were invited to participate in panels, which included reporting on politics with Ben Wolfgang, Dennis Owens, and Michael Gorsinger, creative storytelling with Eric Heisler and Anthony Durso, and public relations and politics with Nell McCormick-Abam and Megan Silverstrom. I was lucky enough to sit down with Ben Wolfgang from the Washington Post to discuss some advice he would give to students.
To be passionate about it and I guess realize if you are indeed passionate about it, because if you're not going to get too far in this business, because as I said and some of the other panelists said, it doesn't pay a whole lot of money, especially right off the bat, and you're working a lot of hours, so you have to love it. So kind of, be introspective and think about if this is something you actually love, and if it is, get as much experience as you can, because if you have good clips to show when you leave here and you're passionate about doing it, you'll be able to land a job.
I'm Liz Vanette with SUTV.
For more information, visit SUTVnews.com.
Shippensburg student-run radio station WSYC is hosting its 6th annual Up All Night broadcast this weekend. Brandon Glorioso has the story.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Midday Madness Sports Show here on 88.7 WSYC.
On Friday, April 20th, Shippensburg University's radio station, WSYC 88.7 FM, will be holding its 6th annual Up All Night broadcast. But what exactly is Up All Night?
Up All Night is our annual giveaway show where we give away prizes for 24 hours straight. This year is April 20th to the 21st, 2 p.m. to 2 p.m. This year we have prizes like Kendrick Lamar, Fall Out Boy, we have a lot of MLB tickets. Great variety this year.
So there's going to be 24 DJs, and listeners can expect to hear a wide variety of topics, all kinds of trivia, different kinds of songs, different kinds of sports topics, a whole variety of things. So it's really intuitive for people to tune in and really check it out, experience everything, because it's 24 hours of just live broadcasting, so a lot of things can happen.
People can tune into Up All Night through listening to 88.7 on the actual radio waves. They can go on the app we have. You look up WSYC 88.7 on any kind of app store and you can find it there. Or we can also go online to WSYC.org and you'll be able to find a listening tool on there. They can tune in and they can call in from the numbers posted.
What I like about SYC Up All Night is the fact that it's a variety show. You get to be active and you get to see all the DJs that you don't normally get to see, and everyone just comes together and tries to give out great prizes for everyone.
This year, WSYC is trying something new that will have you visiting its Facebook and Twitter pages.
So this year we're doing some social media giveaways. Some of them we have are Starbucks gift cards, bookstore gift cards, a couple Bluetooth speakers, a bunch of fun stuff.
Prizes can only be won by SHIP students. To enter, call 717-477-1489 or visit its Facebook or Twitter pages at WSYC 887. For SUTV News, I'm Brandon Glorioso.
24-hour broadcast starts tomorrow and at 2 and runs until Saturday. For more information, visit SUTVnews.com. The Cumberland Valley Rail Trail just got some new upgrades. Walkers, runners, and bikers can enjoy some brand new 500-pound steel sculptures. Courtesy of SHIP's Art and Design Department, each sculpture is created from factory donations and junk pieces found by students. The Cumberland Valley Rail Trail Council hopes the works of art will bridge the gap between campus life and community members. The art department says more sculptures are still to come.
Today kicks off the events for statewide weekend. The Latino Student Organization is hosting the first event tonight with their 8th annual Palante March. The theme, United We Dream, United We Stand, with the hashtag DACA Matters. And if you're up bright and early on Saturday, UMOJA Unity Conference starts at 8 in the Cub. And the weekend strong with music and dancing. The African American Association is hosting their social event in the Cub NPR that night at 10. One SHIP senior is being praised by PASHE for his work in and out of the classroom. Bradley Foreman is the 2018 Academic Excellence Award winner, earning him a $1,000 cash prize for his accomplishments over the past 4 years. Graduating from high school at 16, Foreman continued his academic success after coming to SHIP and will graduate with a major in physics and minors in biology, chemistry, math, French, science, and military science. During the summer, Foreman interned at the National Aeronautics Space Administration Research Center in California. In May, Foreman will graduate as an ROTC cadet and then serve as a second lieutenant in the military. He hopes to land a career in the astronomical industry. The Shippensburg University Honors Program is getting a facelift, and Jake Gillespie has the story.
Honors Program, this is Jordan. How can I help you?
Employees of the Shippensburg University Honors Program are going to need a new greeting.
We are well prepared and well positioned to make this transition.
A transition years in the making.
When I became honors director in 2002, we only met a few of the national standards for honors programs.
But Honors Director Dr. Kim Klein quickly got the program up to speed.
And then we started working on the national standards to become an honors college.
And just in time for its 35th anniversary, the Honors Program will be changing this sign to the Honors College. But the name won't be the only thing changing for SHIP Honors.
Some of the most important ones had to do with the honors curriculum.
The old 2-year honors curriculum will be replaced.
We needed to offer a 4-year curriculum that culminated with an honors capstone project.
And the new Honors College might even boost enrollment.
It certainly makes Shippensburg University a much more attractive destination for high-ability students.
Jake Gillespie, SUTV News.
The program officially changes to a college in fall 2018.
There are currently 26 social Greek organizations on Shippensburg University's campus. There are also non-social SHIP fraternities that are co-ed with different specialties. To find out more about what it means to be a sorority or fraternity member, tune into a special edition of SUTV News on Tuesday at 7 p.m. Sunday is Earth Day, but PRSSA is celebrating all week long. Today kicked off Stewardship Week. And in this week, SEAS and PRSSA are hosting the Campus Earth Day celebration on the Quad. Next Friday, students are planting trees around campus in honor of Arbor Day, and the festivities end Saturday the 28th with a community cleanup on Orange Street. To see the full list of activities, visit SUTVnews.com. With only a few weeks left in the semester, finding ways to spend your remaining flex dollars can be a challenge. Thankfully, Ship dining services such as Tomato, Mondo Subs, Grill Nation, and Reisner Dining Hall have ways to help you spend that extra flex. Students can take advantage of deals such as ordering frozen hamburgers in bulk, buying prepaid punch cards for pizza, or maybe just ordering some mugs from Starbucks. All these deals and more are available online at SUTVnews.com. But when we come back in world news, the Cuban government nominates an unexpected vice president.
And the Great Barrier Reef faces some major changes.
Saudi Arabia's 35-year ban on movie theaters has officially closed.
Let's send it over to Brandon with this week's world news.
A recent update on the war in Syria. A suspected chemical weapon attack occurred in Douma, Syria, leaving thousands displaced and injured. Senior U.S. officials are confident that chlorine and sarin gas were used. These gases are highly poisonous and harmful to humans when exposed. In response to these attacks, France called for an investigation, which was backed by the United States and the United Kingdom. Officials determined that airstrikes could be an irreversible end to the Syrian chemical weapons program. This plan caused excessive damage from the 105 missiles that were fired at the facilities. As a result, Moscow called for the UN Security Council, criticizing the U.S., British, French strikes on Syria as a violation of international law. President Trump is looking to accomplish something that his predecessors have never managed to do, that being a face-to-face meeting with a North Korean leader. And it is close to becoming a reality. They are one step closer to the meetings as President Trump announced yesterday that over Easter weekend, CIA Director and Trump's pick for Secretary of State Mike Pompeo had traveled to North Korea for preliminary talks with Kim Jong-un himself. The president sent out tweets saying the meetings had gone, quote, very smoothly and a good relationship was formed. The president still doesn't know if the talks will happen or not, but if they do, he plans to focus on denuclearization, as well as the abducting of Japanese citizens and 3 current U.S. citizens being detained in North Korea. For the first time in many Cubans' lives, a man not holding the last name of Castro is set to be the leader of the communist-run island nation. The Cuban National Assembly has nominated Vice President Miguel Diaz-Canel to succeed the current leader Raul Castro, brother of famed leader Fidel Castro. Raul is now 86 and is soon leaving office. For many years, Cubans believed that the successor to Raul would be one of his children, but instead, the 57-year-old vice president promised to conform to the course set by the Castro brothers. Diaz-Canel told reporters that he believes in continuity, which most likely means a continued restriction on the private sector for Cubans and a tight control on foreign investments. Climate change is having a huge impact on the Great Barrier Reef, and unfortunately, it's slowly dying. In 2016, an extreme marine heat wave caused massive coral bleaching and a die-off in about 500 miles of Australia's northern Great Barrier Reef, its most pristine reef. Although this has happened before in 1998 and 2002, it was never this devastating to the reefs. And the study found that every part of the reef was affected in some way. We have seen almost half of the reef destroyed in just the past 2 years, and the time it takes for the reef to regrow is slower than how fast they are dying off. Under the best conditions, it would take 10 to 15 years for a coral to come back. This die-off of the reefs could cause problems throughout the globe, as they are a food source for almost 1 billion people. America's largest movie theater company, AMC, ended Saudi Arabia's 35-year ban on movie theaters yesterday by opening up a theater in the capital city of Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. The opening was limited to 500 invited guests, which included executives and officials. The theater chose to show Black Panther, Films to the public will begin May 1st, and men and women will be able to sit together. They'll be able to choose between mixed, all-male, or all-female screenings. More theaters are expected to open up in the coming months, and the Saudi government is hoping that the opening of the theaters will cause economic growth and diversification and provide Saudis with a greater range of entertainment options. That's it here for World News. Let's head on back to the desk.
When we come back in entertainment, Family Feud features some fan-favorite celebrities.
And we'll check in with Megan to hear her inauguration forecast.
You know, Jake, recently I can't seem to decide whether I want to wear my sunglasses or my winter coat.
Hey, you're not wrong. Don't you just love that central PA spring? Last weekend I'm sweating my butt off, and then today I'm wearing mittens on my walk to class, but I digress. Let's check in with Megan to see what the weather's looking like for this week.
I think our time of unexpected flurries are over. Let's take a look at this week's weather. Tonight, it'll be cold and rainy with a temp of 33. Tomorrow, the sun will come back with a high of 51. And for the 5-day, you can grab your sunglasses and enjoy what'll finally feel like spring. Saturday will be the coolest of the week with a high of 56. The rest of the week will have sun and highs in the 60s. But get your umbrellas ready, ship. There's a chance of rain on Wednesday. Well, that's all for this week's weather. Now let's take it to entertainment with Liz.
Stomp will be marking their grounds on the Shippensburg campus. The group of 8 will be using everything but conventional percussion instruments to fill the Lurs Center with magnificent rhythms. Matchboxes, garbage cans, wooden poles, and hubcaps are just a few of these musicians' instruments. Come see what all the noise is about and be sure to catch the live show on April 19th. For more information, visit sutvnews.com. Steve Harvey is spilling the beans on a future Celebrity Family Feud episode. Back in February, it was revealed that Kim Kardashian and her husband, Kanye West, will go head-to-head against Kris Jenner, Khloe Kardashian, Kendall Jenner, and other members of the family. Harvey appeared on The Ellen Show where he explained the situation. He said that the original plan was for the Kardashian women to go against the Hilton family, but the Hiltons canceled. So Kanye said, I want to be on the show, so it became Kardashian-Jenners versus the Wests. When asked how everyone did, Steve Harvey said Kanye was the best Family Feud celebrity panelist we've ever had on the show. Harvey also said that this might have been the most that they've ever seen Kanye West smile. New dad and Jersey Shore star Ronnie Ortiz Magro just revealed his new little one's name, Ariana Sky. She is Ortiz Magro's first child with girlfriend Jen Harley. The star stated that the couple joked about having a child together and naming her Ariana when they first started dating. But when the couple found out they were pregnant, they both said, guess we're naming the baby Ariana if it's a girl. He also stated that he and Harley are in talks for an engagement down the line, but are focused on the baby and taking it one step at a time. Nearly 2 years after the death of Prince at his Paisley Park home in April 2016, the Carver County attorney announced today that no criminal charges will be filed in connection to his accidental drug overdose. The county attorney stated there is no evidence that Prince knew he was taking counterfeit Vicodin pain pills that contain fentanyl, and there's no way to know how he obtained the pills. Unanswered questions still remain, but like where did Prince get those deadly counterfeit pain pills and from whom? That's all for entertainment. I'm Liz Vanette.
Thanks, Liz. When we come back in sports, we'll have highlights of the annual red and white football game.
And Matt Klein sits down with two-time All-American wrestler Evan Ramos.
Senior Brian Pearson was named PSAC Men's Outdoor Field Athlete of the Week. Pearson rewrote his own discus record by posting a throw of 182 feet and 10 inches in his final throw at the Bison Outdoor Classic at Bucknell.
Really rewarding. The throwing in the PSAC has really stepped up. I mean, Slippery Rock, Westchester, Lock Haven, or not Lock Haven anymore, but Kutztown, like very competitive schools. Not even just in the throws, but the jumps. We have Tracy here as well. So getting that award is really meaningful to me.
With the performance Saturday, Pearson is seated third on the NCAA Division II performance list. The Red Raiders took the field for the annual spring game on Saturday. Evan Dudek has the highlights.
It was a beautiful Saturday at Seth Grove as the Red Raiders played their annual red and white game. The inter-squad scrimmage wrapped up an intense spring ball. The game is for the players to get out and play in front of their friends and family. Senior Richard Nace got the red team off to an early start with a third down sack. PSAC Freshman of the Year, Winston Eubanks, managed to hold a laser from senior Chase Yoakum. The white team drive ended early with a Richard Sealer interception to give the ball back to the red team. Yoakum and the white team drove right back down the field, hitting Charles Heaton with a strike for the touchdown, 7-0 white. Didn't take long for the red team to get back with a Bryson Musina touchdown pass to Eli Quinter, making it all tied at 7. As the clock ticked away in the fourth quarter with a tie ball game, white team Chandler Turner got the scoop and score to seal the deal. The final score, 14-7 white team. For SUTV Sports, I'm Evan Dudek.
The Red Raiders will report to camp in August for their 2018 season. They face Clarion on September 1st. Yesterday, the baseball team lost 6-2 to Millersville as they wrapped up a 4-game series against the Marauders. Ship got on board in the bottom of the 4th after a solo home run from senior Dalton Hoyles. The solo home run was Hoyles' 7th of the season, which is a new single-season career high for the senior. Junior Tommy Baggett was the only other Raider to have a multi-hit game. Ship will host Mansfield tomorrow for a PSAC Eastern Division doubleheader. First pitch is at 1 o'clock. Last month, senior wrestler Evan Ramos finished 4th in the NCAA Division II National Championships at 197 pounds. He completed his spectacular career with a 98-17 record, 2 All-Americans, and 3 consecutive NCAA National Championship appearances. Ramos will be remembered as one of the greatest wrestlers in school history. In this week's senior sit-down, Matt Kleinden sat down with Evan Ramos to talk about his career here at Shippensburg.
Now, Evan, you come from Hawthorne, New Jersey, wrestled at Hawthorne High School. You accumulated 130 wins as a high school wrestler. Describe to me what the recruiting process was like for you before deciding to come to Shippensburg.
I got a lot of letters my senior year, towards the end of the year. And it was, I didn't get a ton of letters, but I got some Division I schools, a lot of Division III schools, and very few Division II schools. And how I actually got here was my brother was being recruited from UNC, and he committed there. Mm-hmm. And their assistant coach knew the head coach here at Shippensburg, and he said, well, I could try to get some schools together like that might want to contact you. I said, yeah, okay. And then Shippensburg was one of them. I never heard of it, really. And the coach reached out to me, and then it was getting kind of late. I had to make a decision, and then I visited the campus, and I really liked it. I thought the coach was really cool, and I thought if I didn't go Division I wanted to go Division II at least. So I committed here, and that's how I got here.
All right, and as a freshman, you competed in the 184 and 197-pound weight class as a freshman. You accumulated what I believe is the most wins on the team that season as a freshman. Talk about how your freshman year really, how it impacted you the rest of the time you were here at Shippensburg.
Yeah, my freshman year started off a little rough. I probably lost like the first 3 out of 6 matches I wrestled. But I lost like 3 in a row, and then I won, and then I lost again. So later on in my career, I realized all those guys were like national qualifiers, but it was hard at first because I never started off the season losing, and I lost 3 matches straight. So that was a little tough. And then in the room too, the wrestling room, I had like seniors, and they were beating me, and it was just, so I said in my head, I either have to do something like start winning these, or it's going to be very frustrating for me, and I probably wouldn't have been able to stay on the team because just how competitive I am. So eventually I started, winning in practices, and then I got on I think it was like an 18-match win streak. So, freshman year was just, once I hit that turning point, I just kind of ran with it. I didn't want to really lose anymore, and everything was, I didn't wrestle someone who was way better than me thinking, okay, like I'm just gonna try to keep it close. Like I was trying to beat everyone, and that's what really changed my mindset my freshman year.
And right after your freshman year, the next year you took a redshirt year off. What was that like for you? How difficult was that for you to, again, go on a 21-6 record as a freshman, and then the next year you're a redshirt? Describe how that season was for you taking that year off.
That season was pretty hard. You know, freshman season was hard because I hurt my shoulder. It was already, they told me I needed surgery like my junior year of high school, but it finally gave out on me right before regionals, which is to qualify for nationals. So I was ranked top 4, but I thought I could make it to nationals. I didn't have the chance, so that kind of stank. Going my redshirt year was hard because my brother had redshirted for UNC his freshman year, so this was his first year competing, and he did really well. He All-American that year, and it was hard seeing him have success and me not being able to actually do anything. And then along with the whole rehab, and you can't really do anything physical for months, and just like wanting to wrestle and be on the team. And I learned a lot about myself that redshirt year because it was frustrating. I learned, you know, wrestling was a good outlet for me to, you know, for my energy and all that. And not being able to do anything was kind of hard. So, but it did motivate me for next year. So.
Yeah. And the next 3 years after that, I mean, we all know the story, become a 2-time All-American, make it to the NCAA National Championship Wrestling matches 3 years running, and each single year you improved from the last time. Did you ever think coming out of high school at Hawthorne that you were going to become so successful at Shippensburg and make it that far in NCAA tournament competition?
No. I mean, I hoped for it, but it wasn't. It was something I thought was going to be pretty far-fetched. Like I know, like my senior year before I got to college, Flow Nationals I got 6th, and I upset a couple of people I wasn't even supposed to place. And the kid who won it was ranked #1 in the country, and he like destroyed the kid I lost to pretty bad. So but I wrestled him 2 years later in college, and I beat him pretty good, which is the first year I came back from my redshirt actually, so 3 years. So it just shows like how much I improved. When I wouldn't have had a match with that kid, he would have killed me back then. So yeah, I never thought I'd get to that level, but just every time I took another step towards it, I realized how realistic it is for anyone to really get there. You just have to keep pushing and keep like knowing your head you can be there. So.
He's Evan Ramos, senior wrestler at 197 pounds, a 2-time All-American and 3-time National Championship qualifier. Evan, thank you so much for joining us here in studio.
Yeah, thank you.
To watch the full interview, log on to SUTVnews.com. That's all for sports. Now, let's send it back to the desk.
All right, Jake, I'm terrified to ask this, but what is the weirdest thing you have ever eaten?
I had an alligator burger when I was down in New Orleans. It was strange. It was good, but a little bit strange. So yeah.
Alrighty, I'm wiping that from my memory. When we come back, find out what your new favorite snack could be. If you're hungry, these crickets are on the menu. Siarhe Makaru runs the first cricket farm in Belarus. Crickets are a popular snack in parts of Africa and Asia. Cricket farms have also sprung up in Western Europe and the United States. Makaru says investors are lining up and he's planning to expand, but he's worried that Belarus does not have clear regulations. Before being ground into protein-rich powder, fully grown crickets are frozen at -30 degrees Celsius. The UN says crickets need much less feed than traditional farm animals to produce the same amount of protein, but Makaru is confident these crickets will fatten his bank account.
I guess you gotta get your protein somehow, huh?
Oh, I know you did with that alligator burger, right?
I guess I did.
And that's it for SUTV News. I'm Jillian Menken.
And I'm Jake Gillespie. Don't forget to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at SUTV News, and check out our website, SUTVnews.com.
We'll hope to see you next time.